In the shadows where truth and tales intertwine, we find the thrilling, the chilling, the downright spine-tingling. From the paranormal to the peculiar, every echo has a story. Dare to delve into the unexpected, the unexplained? Brace yourself, for you're about to embark on a journey where fear meets fascination. Stay tuned if you dare, for stories that will make your heart race and your mind ponder. Welcome to the realm of the eerie, the realm of the unknown. And remember, like and subscribe, if you dare. In the heart of a remote forest, where the trees stood tall and ancient, a group of seasoned hunters embarked on a fateful expedition. These were not novices to the call of the wild, but experienced outdoorsmen who had weathered many a storm and tracked countless beasts. Their leader, a hardened tracker named Mark, led the way with a confident stride that belied the palpable tension in the air. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the world around them seemed to change. The verdant canopy overhead formed a dense tapestry that blocked out the sun, casting an eerie gloom that was felt more than seen. The once familiar sounds of nature were replaced with an unsettling silence, broken only by the whispering wind that rustled the leaves in a haunting melody. The trail they followed was a winding serpent, a path that had been trod by countless generations of animals and perhaps men. Mark kept them moving, his eyes fixed on the path ahead. He sensed something was different, something was off, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it. He felt the eyes of the forest upon them, watching, waiting. Meanwhile, the hunters, unaware of their leader's growing unease, were engrossed in their own thoughts. Their minds were filled with anticipation of the hunt, the thrill of the chase, the satisfaction of a successful expedition. Yet, even as they joked and laughed, an undercurrent of unease tainted their camaraderie. The deeper they traveled, the more pronounced this feeling became. The air grew thicker, heavier, as if they were wading through an invisible fog of dread. The forest around them seemed to close in, the trees looming like ancient guardians, their gnarled branches reaching out as if to warn them away. Unseen and unfelt by the hunters, a shadow of malevolence stretched out from the heart of the forest, a chilling presence that watched their every move with a predatory interest. Unbeknownst to them, they were entering the territory of a demonic spirit that had long been dormant, waiting for unsuspecting victims to cross its path. The hunters, led by the experienced tracker Mark, set up camp beneath a canopy of twisted branches. Each branch was a gnarled finger, reaching out from the darkness, trying to grasp the warmth of the fire. As they staked their tents and gathered firewood, the forest watched in silent anticipation, its secrets hidden deep within the shadows. Their campfire flickered like a beacon in the heart of the wilderness, casting an eerie glow on the faces of the hunters. The crackling of the fire was the only sound that dared to break the silence of the night. The flames danced wildly, casting long, grotesque shadows that played along the edges of the hunter's vision. It was a small comfort in the face of the unknown, a false sense of security against the encroaching darkness. As the night descended, they gathered around the warmth of the fire. The flickering light painted their faces with a primal, raw intensity. Each hunter, hardened by countless expeditions, held a unique story etched into their weathered features. Stories of courage, determination, and survival. Stories that echoed the spirit of the wild. As the fire crackled and popped, they began to share their tales. Each story was a testament to their skill and bravery, a celebration of their triumphs against nature's fiercest creatures. The air was filled with their laughter and camaraderie, a stark contrast against the silent, foreboding forest that surrounded them. Yet each story, each laugh, each shared memory was a call, an invitation to the ancient evil that lurked in the shadows. The demonic spirit stirred, drawn to the energy of the gathering. It was a force that hungered for the chaos and despair that lay beneath the surface of their bravado. It was a force that was awakened by their presence, their stories, their lives. They were oblivious to the sinister presence that watched them from the darkness. They were blind to the malevolent energy that began to seep into the very air around them. They were unaware of the ancient evil that had taken notice of them. Little did they know that their tales attracted the attention of the ancient demonic spirit, a force that hungered for chaos and despair. As the moon cast an ominous glow over the forest, the hunters heard rustling in the underbrush. Their hearts pounded in their chests, each beat a drum in the silent night. The rustling grew louder, a crescendo of fear that echoed through the ancient trees. Then, out of the shadows, a monstrous bear appeared, its eyes glowing with an unnatural crimson light. This was no ordinary bear. Its size was colossal, its fur as dark as the night itself, and its movements were eerily swift, almost ethereal. The bear's eyes, twin flames of red, held an intelligence and malevolence that sent chills down the hunter's spines. This creature was not of the natural world. It was a vessel for a demonic spirit that thrived on fear and chaos. The hunters, seasoned men of the wild, felt a terror they had never known before. Their hands shook as they raised their rifles, their sights trained on the beast. It was a tableau of man against nature, but nature had a terrifying advantage. The bear lunged, its roar cutting through the silence like a blade. It was a sound that would haunt the hunter's dreams for years to come, a sound that embodied pure, unadulterated terror. The air around the beast seemed to ripple with an unseen energy, a manifestation of the demonic spirit that controlled it. Bullets flew, their echoes reverberating through the forest, but the bear seemed impervious, its demonic aura deflecting the lethal projectiles. It moved with a supernatural agility, each swipe of its claw leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The hunters were up against an enemy unlike any they'd ever faced. They fought, not for trophies or glory, but for survival. The bear was relentless, its pursuit fueled by the demonic spirit's insatiable hunger for chaos and despair. As the hunters retreated, the bear pursued them with relentless determination, its movements guided by an otherworldly force. They were no longer hunters, they were the hunted. The forest, once a place of beauty and solitude, had become a nightmarish battlefield, a testament to the terrifying power of the ancient demonic spirit. Mark, the tracker, realized the only hope of survival lay in a dilapidated shrine he had heard whispers of, an ancient place of power deep within the forest. The remaining hunters, their bodies bruised and hearts pounding, followed Mark's lead, their every step shadowed by the relentless pursuit of the possessed bear. The forest, once a symbol of nature's untamed beauty, now echoed with a primal terror. The twisting, gnarled trees seemed to reach out, their branches like skeletal fingers in the moonlight, guiding the hunters towards their only hope of salvation. The shrine, a relic of a forgotten era, stood amidst the dense foliage, its stone structure weathered by time and shrouded in moss. It was a testament to an age when mankind respected the forces of nature and feared the wrath of the spirits that inhabited the wild. Mark, his face etched with desperation, began the ritual. His voice trembled as he invoked ancient words, his hands shaking as he drew symbols in the dirt. Each word, each symbol, was a plea to the ancient forces that governed the forest, a desperate bid to banish the malevolent spirit that had taken control of the bear. The air around them grew heavy, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. The wind howled through the trees, carrying with it the echoes of Mark's incantations. The bear, its crimson eyes reflecting the flickering light of the fire, roared in fury, its massive form a terrifying silhouette in the darkness. Then the unthinkable happened. The bear paused, its menacing growl fading into a whimper. Its body convulsed, the ground beneath it trembling as an unseen force wrestled with the spirit within. The air crackled with raw energy, the atmosphere thick with tension and anticipation. And then, silence. The bear collapsed, its massive body crumpling to the ground. The forest seemed to sigh in relief, the wind carrying away the last remnants of the demonic spirit. In a burst of blinding light, the demonic spirit was expelled from the bear, leaving the creature lifeless on the forest floor. The hunters, battered and traumatized, emerged from the forest, forever changed by the horrors they had witnessed. Their faces were etched with the cruel lines of terror and defeat, a stark contrast to the confident smiles they had worn when they embarked on their ill-fated expedition. They had come to test their skills against the wild, but instead, they had come face to face with an ancient evil that defied their understanding of the world. As they trudged back to civilization, their weapons slung over their shoulders, they carried with them the heavy burden of their encounter. Every rustling leaf, every shadowy figure in the underbrush, sent shivers down their spines, a haunting echo of the monstrous bear that had pursued them with relentless determination. Back in the safety of their homes, the hunters found no solace. Sleep eluded them, their dreams invaded by the crimson eyes of the possessed bear. Each sound in the night, each flicker of a shadow, took them back to the heart of the forest where they had faced an unimaginable nightmare. Their stories of the expedition were met with disbelief and ridicule. The tale of a demonic spirit possessing a bear was too fantastical to be taken seriously. But the hunters knew the truth. They bore the scars of their battle, both physical and mental, a constant reminder of the ancient evil they had encountered. They were no longer the seasoned hunters they had once been. Their skills, their courage, their bravado had been tested and found wanting in the face of an adversary that defied the laws of nature. They had survived, yes, but at a cost that would forever mark their souls. The ancient evil had been banished, but the haunting memories of the possessed bear and the malevolent spirit would linger in the depths of the forest, a chilling reminder that some nightmares are better left undisturbed. And so, our tale of the Campfire Horrors comes to an end. Until next time, sleep tight. Before we part ways, dear viewers, remember to stay vigilant. The Campfire Horrors may have been extinguished for now, but the embers of the unknown always remain. As you lay down to sleep tonight, don't forget the lessons from our tale. Safety is but a fleeting moment in a world of unseen. So, if you've enjoyed this journey into the abyss, don't forget to ring that bell and smash that like button. Do it before the thing under your bed decides to pay you a visit. Oh, and keep those night lights on. You never know what might be lurking in the dark. Thank you for embarking on this terrifying adventure with us, until our paths cross again in another tale of the unknown. Goodbye and sweet dreams, if you can.